Hello, friends. Welcome to another insightful session of our Leadership Dialogues. It is a series under the Confederation of Indian Private Universities. And today, we are honored to have with us Professor Dr. Shiv Tripathi, Vice Chancellor of Atmiya University from Gujarat. Professor Dr. Shiv Tripathi has more than 24 years of experience in teaching, research, and higher education management. Formerly, he has served a number of institutions in different roles in India and abroad, including Professor and Dean at IIHMR University, Jaipur, Executive Director Management at Chandigarh University, Mohali, Senior Professor and Dean at CMR University, Bangalore, Vice Chancellor at Mahatma Gandhi University, Meghalaya, Professor and Dean Strategic Planning and International Relations at CMR University, Bangalore, Professor and Head of Business Studies at Zumbe University in Tanzania, Dean Faculty of Management at BBS Purvanchal University in India. So Dr. Tripathi has supervised 12 students for award of PhD degree in business management, and he has been a member in doctoral thesis committee of different universities in India, Tanzania, and France. He has published more than 80 articles, book chapters, and case studies, including 6 books on management education and executive education theme. So his recent book is on higher education management, leading with ethics and transparency. So he has authored 5 internationally published case studies on higher education management theme. And Professor Tripathi has delivered invited presentations in various international conferences in India, Brazil, Egypt, Germany, Kenya, Malawi, Poland, Romania, South Africa, Switzerland, USA, and many more countries. So he's a member of the United Nations Principles for Responsible Management Education, Global Working Group on Anti-Corruption in Management Curricula and Poverty Eradication through Management Education, and is fellow of One Planet Education Network, as well as an active volunteer member of Inter-University Sustainable Development Research Program. Dr. Shiv Tripathi has been recognized as a pioneering professor for promoting sustainable development-focused education initiative, jointly by Flourish Prize Initiative, Case Western Reserve University, USA, and UN Principles for Responsible Management Education. So thank you so much, Dr. Tripathi, for joining us today amidst your busy schedule. And so let me go into the questions directly. So my first question to you would be, so what do you consider to be the most significant trends shaping the future of higher education today? And how can universities effectively adapt to these changes to remain relevant and impactful? Over to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Karthik. And first, I would like to thank Confederation of Indian Private Universities for giving me this opportunity to share some reflections on the theme that you have designed. It's really indeed a pleasure to be part of this wonderful initiative. Congratulations to CIPU team. And currently, I'm on sabbatical and I'm with Berlin School of Business and Innovation in Berlin. Regarding the trends in higher education, which you mentioned that which are shaping the higher education, first thing I look at is the change in the industry and professions. Many of the professions which we see today will no longer be there after a few years. Many of the professions which we saw a few years back are not existing. And so this change trend, which is driving across the industry because of the various forces, technology changes, and nature of the job, universities need to be prepared. But at the same time, I have another question, and this is for the universities to reflect on. That are we going to substitute universities with the training institutions for vocational training, or training institution for a corporate? No. If we look at the current challenges across the world, and it links to the sustainability as well, it's not only profit, it's not only employment. It is an important factor for a student that to get the employment, and education must prepare them for the employment. But the larger question universities also need to address to prepare a good human being who can work and sustain in the changing world. So for this, I feel that there are two important areas. One is, rather than to focusing on so-called industry-ready professionals, universities need to prepare professionals who can absorb and respond to the changes which are happening. So in other words, what we say that instead of solving the problem, those who can model a good problem are the good professionals. So we need to prepare people, professionals who can absorb the changes and respond to any situation. And at the same time, we need to work on ethics and values so that they can be a true global citizen contributing to peace. Without peace, no prosperity, no profit, no planet, no people. So these are the two areas that universities need to look into.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing those insights. So it's clear that staying ahead of all these trends requires both foresight and agility. So moving on to a topic of growing importance world over, sustainability. So how can universities integrate sustainability into their academic programs and campus operations in a way that not only reduces environmental impact, but also prepares the students to address the future global sustainability challenges?
First thing is, okay, regarding sustainability integration, the conventional framework is include it in your teaching, include it in curricula, include it in your research, include it in outreach activities, so that the three dimensions of higher education are covered through sustainability integration. But at the next level, when you move, what we call that before preaching, practice it first. And when we say that practice it, that overall campus environment should reflect the sustainability. And of course, you will integrate it in curriculum, you will design the curriculum, an engineer will learn like sustainability for engineers, and a manager will learn for sustainability for managers. But at the same time, how you have reflected the different sustainability pillars into your practices, that is most important, because it creates indirect impression in subconscious mind of the individual, and they experience it and feel it. Second level, when we talk of sustainability, let's not limit only to the environmental sustainability and some of the good environmental practices, that reducing paper and maintaining good water system inside the campus. No, it also includes how inclusive you are. It also includes how transparent you are. So if all the goals you can focus on, it requires focus on goal 16, it requires focus on goal 4, it requires focus on goal 3, well-being, it requires focus on goal 5, gender. So all these you need to work on. And one institution, if is going to embrace it in true sense, they would like to work on their policies. They need to have policies which are transparent. For example, many of the institutions I have seen, they claim to be so gender inclusive. But when you compare the average salary across the genders, it varies. So that is not inclusivity. Inclusivity, when you are transparent, when you are including it, integrating it in true sense, the diversity, the equality, and the inclusion. So first thing, practice before preaching. And second thing, in my opinion, is go beyond environmental sustainability, look into the social dimension, look into the economic dimension, and then try to integrate.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing those insights. The role of education in fostering sustainable future cannot be overstated, and it's encouraging to hear about such comprehensive approaches. So can you share some of the most innovative initiatives, the recent initiatives that Atmiya University has implemented, and how have these initiatives enhanced the learning experience and overall development of your students?
Some of the most recent initiatives which I would like to talk about, one is concept to practice. In fact, it was initiated by our Pro-Chancellor, Professor Dr. Sheila Ramchandran. She was the chief architect of this initiative, and we started implementing it, and it was like right from the very early stage in the education, students are trained, they are given they are asked to identify some social problem. Then when they move further in next semester, they go and they work in the groups on those problems, they go to the society, and then they try the discipline they are learning. Suppose someone is a student of civil engineering or electronics engineering or computer science engineering or management, business administration, pharmacy, they would learn, they would try to see that how through their discipline they can solve that problem. So first thing, they try to identify a social problem which is linked to their discipline, and then they try to solve it using design thinking, using other methodologies, and they come back to the classroom and they start sharing. So that is the one initiative I would like to mention. Another is we have integrated Jeevan Vidya workshops. I mentioned you in the very beginning that for universities, it is not only important just for promoting industry-ready professionals. We cannot continue to sustain by producing robots. So for this, we have integrated Jeevan Vidya workshop, which is mandatory for everyone, and it's simply it is beyond any religious value or any other ism or framework. It simply says how to integrate better as an individual in society and world at large to be a better human being. And this is the initiative inspired by our president, Param Puj Tyagvallabh Swamiji, who always believed that universities have opportunity to shape a student to make this world a better place to live. So these are the two things. And also, I would like to mention that we created Education Alliance for Sustainable Development with the government of Gujarat and many other national and international universities, through which we organized Rajkot SDG awareness campaign, first of its sorts in the world, where students were involved to make the city SDG aware. So these are some of the initiatives I would like to share for now.
Great. So that's truly inspiring, and thank you so much for sharing them with us. And they will undoubtedly contribute to a more enriching educational environment. And thank you so much, Dr. Tripathi, for sharing your valuable insights and for the remarkable work being done at Atmiya University under your leadership. And we appreciate your time and look forward to seeing how Atmiya University continues to inspire under your visionary leadership. So thank you so much
for joining. Thank you, Mr. Karthik, and looking forward to further collaboration. Have a wonderful day.
Yeah. And to our audience, stay tuned for more enriching conversations in our CIPU Leadership Dialogue series. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.